Hey folks, Rudy Alpha Investments is what it is, right? I want to share some stuff with you guys. So a very, very long time ago, when I was a kid, I spent a lot of time playing this Zelda, and this is a particular holiday version that my mom had to order from Nintendo. It was like a mail-in thing to get this like special flashy version a long time ago. And I wanted it so bad, I had to have it day one. She paid the full, I think $59.99, $69.99 price, whatever it was. And it was a very funny thing because I had to have it. Now, obviously, looking forward to the future, values of complete in boxes and all these things actually held up very well, and they're still pretty sought after. It's kind of a funny thing. And then also, within a 12-month period, Immortal Combat Mythologies for Nintendo 64 had come out. Okay? And I was a huge Mortal Kombat fan, had them all in my retro video game collection. I had to have the mythologies. I was like, oh my god, is this a role-playing Mortal Kombat? I just lost my mind. Had to have it. Day one, pre-order, paid $60, $70 for this thing. Okay? And what's kind of funny is because obviously you can fast forward and never held value, turned out to be a piece of crap. The game was disappointing. It's got some unique moments, but overall, you lose money. It was a letdown. It's kind of one of those things, right? And then, of course, during the same time, too, my Game Boy Color came out for me when I was in, like, middle school or something. And, of course, I was a huge Pokemon fan. I had to get the Pokemon Pinball for my Game Boy Color. Still loved it. Still had it. Huge fan of it. And, again, pre-ordered it. Rudy had FOMO. Paid the super high prices. It's kind of funny. The reason I'm bringing this up is because, again, obviously, we're following the Jeweled Lotus situation in Commander Legends in the end of 2020. I know. So, originally I had a different ways I was going to approach this video, but it kind of is what it is, folks. As of the filming of this video, as you saw from the thumbnail, the picture of this video, actual sold listings and the cheapest eBay for these things, we are now around $60 to $69.99 giggity for the price of the Jeweled Lotus regular version for the new Commander Legends set. In the last 7 days, the card has gone from average selling price, people actually paid it, of $150 a card to about $65 a card. That's about a 60% decline in financial value in less than a week, and the product isn't even officially released yet. I'm just going to have a talk with everybody about it, because again, we had our fun, we had our moment of silence, played our Christmas music for the losses. As it continues to do more and more losses, we'll probably have another moment of silence type thing, but it's a situation where, again, just like young Rudy with those video games. When I was young, I was the same way, everybody. I had to have it immediately. I had to pre-order. I had to be the first kid in my neighborhood to get the item before the neighbors did. It was like that, kind of keeping up with the Joneses had to be the best. Every young person, especially teenagers and kids, we don't understand the kind of the longevity of time. We don't understand life and patience and value of things. We don't really care. It's more of an emotional response versus a logical and a defense mechanism from losing money. So now that, as we approach the official release another week from today, today is, by the way, Friday night, Saturday, depending when you guys watch this video. And, we're about 1 week from official release date. I still stand by the thing that everybody made fun of me about. $20 at most is what I would pay for a Jeweled Lotus. And of course, everybody made fun of me and same old stuff. And of course, if you're a store out there and you're cracking boxes and doing mass box openings, I do highly recommend you crack your stuff, you dump these things in the market, lock in your profit to make the best margins you can make for your local store. I do recommend that if you're an employee for a store or someone engaging in mass box opening. I do feel by the time we hit release in another week, I think we should be averaging around that $30 to $40 range. And then once the product, after we get about 30 days post-release, or as I like to call it, release plus 30 or release plus 60, 90, especially as we roll over into the first quarter, I expect we start to really hit that bottoming process when Wizards kind of has their restocks, hopefully good sizes, and there's no restrictions or allocation periods or nothing that they have in place on the product. And at that point in time, we'll have our true values of everything in the set. I still believe that Commander Legends is actually going to have actually a lot of other rares and mythics that are actually going to be the surprise winners. Everybody's focused on this Jeweled Lotus garbage, which I guess is really not garbage. It's actually a good card. I actually like it. It's kind of a little ridiculous in certain scenarios, but I think it's a fun I think R&D pushed it. There are situations where it's broken and stupid, but at the same time, I like the direction that they're taking chances, and you know how I feel as long as R&D is taking chances. Even if they're screwing up, I like that they push boundaries. I've always been a fan of that in any form of development, but you need to do some more play testing, seriously, especially in Standard. Not really Commander, but Standard needs more testing. But I think really as we approach the first quarter of 2021, we start to see the world kind of leave this nasty 2020 era. I think we're going to get a better idea of the direction and the stability of Magic, the secondary market, and the prices. But again, you know, I'm not really kind of making a video here to, I told you so, we're going to keep dropping, but due to the amount of people following this scenario, I want to follow the story. And again, if I'm wrong, and this thing upticks back to 100 and skyrockets and does like what Baby Jace did in Magic Origins, and it keeps going up and up, I'm going to definitely report on that too. No matter which way it goes, I want to keep tabs on this in the market because it's such a, you know, kind of a hot topic conversation with everybody. But, you know, it reminds me when I was a kid. That's why I was using these examples. I think another good example here is, I got one more for you guys. So this is my copy of Secret Amana. Secret Amana. As you can see, dude, I played the living ink off of these pages. Look at these booklets. Look at that. I played this thing so much. And the example of this game was actually weighted. And I got it used from my local video game store in North Florida here. And I paid $30, $34.99 for it instead of the full $67 at release. Mostly because it was tough to get, and second, I didn't have the money. Now, obviously, there are scenarios. The reason I'm using Secret Amana in this example, everybody, is there are scenarios that, you know, we could have a Jewel Lotus situation where the price starts at 150 and people lose their butts. It tanks down to 100 to 80 to 70 to 60, where we are today, all the way to 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. But as time goes on, if Wizards chooses to have that card reinflate, Wizards can choose that path. And if they choose that, all they have to do is not reprint the card, put it in Challenger decks and supplemental products and Commander Challenger and Commander, you know, if they don't reprint Jewel Lotus, as the years go by, it will reinflate in value. Just like good old Secret of De La Mana. And this is a great example because, again, as the years went by, the value of this retro video game actually tanked and reinflated as the years went by, and is actually now extremely expensive. A near mint new in box is a couple $100. Not even talking factory sealed. So again, you have those trajectories, but the key to all this stuff is you need to determine for yourself if you really just don't care about losing money and you just want the card, and that's okay. If you're building a deck, you got a big event with friends and all these things going on, there's nothing wrong with paying the $130 for a Jewel Lotus at your LGS so you can actually use the card for the next couple weeks or the next couple months. Because you're actually, you know, you're extracting pleasure and enjoyment from the card and actually having entertainment value using it. And that is not a negative thing. Because, I mean, there are people out there that, you know, two people will go to the movie theater and they'll spend $30, $40 getting snacks and 2 tickets in a movie theater for 2 hours. So they're out $30, $40. There are people that spend, you know, $500 on dinner for 2 or 3 people. So there is a trade-off for entertainment and enjoyment. So it's not always a negative bashing thing. But, you know, the reason I've been bashing the Jewel Lotus situation, everyone, is because everybody's talking about this, the price and the fear, it's the next Black Lotus, and Jewel Lotus is going to go higher and higher and higher. And they're talking from strictly an investment hoarding perspective. And when you come to that perspective, again, then you enter the Rudy playground. And when you're in my playground, that's when I step in and say, hey, you probably shouldn't do that, my opinion. And again, if I'm wrong, I will definitely continue to make a follow-up video every couple weeks, and I'll report on that. But you know, it's almost like, you know what? You guys think, for those of you watching this like the video, usually the more hardcore fans, I think the 2021 Magic shirt should probably be $20 at most. Like, that should be, instead of Stay the Course for 2020, which, by the way, I think there's like 9 shirts left if anyone's interested on eBay, link below, shill for Rudy. I think 2021, the new Sane might be $20 at most. Might be, it's kind of the Rudy meme at this point, everybody, but that's what I really wanted to share in the Jewel Lotus situation. Overall, Commander Legends is going to be a home run. I'm actually still excited to see what happens with the other cards in the set. Well, everybody's FOMOing on kind of the wrong direction. I'm really curious to see which cards actually do really well and which ones are going to be the hidden sleepers. That's where I think the real money is in Commander Legends. So I think it's going to be fun to watch, everybody. Seriously, I think we should stay tuned and see what happens.